Hey cloud enthusiast, today we are going to create a full AWS solution by integrating multiple of services. We will combine like EC2 for compute and S3 for storage, RDS for database and Lambda for automation. And this lab will give you a real world feel how a Lambda automation task. So objective of the lab, you will learn how to launch an EC2 instances through running an application. And next one, like you will store files in S3 bucket for persistent storage. And next one is like set up our RDS databases to handle application data. And the last one is like you can use Lambda to automate tasks like processing files uploaded to S3. So you will have fully integrated AWS solution. So let's get started.
Let's get
uh,
things off by launching an EC2 instance that will
so first one
enable
is
to run
launch the
multiple applications.
EC2
So log into
instances.
AWS console.
And let's kick
Here
things
we
off
will
by launching an
create
EC2
an EC2
instances that
dashboard.
will act as a compute engine for application log into
Launch the
the
instance.
AWS. So navigate to EC2 dashboard and click on launch instance and write the name of instances whatever you would like to do. So I'm just writing my first EC2 and choose AMI instance type, select Amazon Linux 2023 as your Amazon machine image, and instance type is like T2 micro. So this is a freely available. And here we are going to create a new key pair which will be easy for getting connected through SSH access on the port 22. So for terminal connection and HTTP port 80 and web traffic, create a select key pair or use an existing one necessary for secure SSH access to the instances. So launch the instance, and after few minutes will allow that instance will be working now. So we will wait here until the EC2 is completely launched. So next step, we will go to the S3. So set up an S3 bucket for file storage. And we will create an S3 bucket to store files and other static content for our application. And here we are creating S3 bucket name. So I'm just writing app my first app storage bucket. And S3 is a great for scalable and secure storage. Block all public, we have to keep this public bucket. And bucket, navigate to S3 dashboard and click create bucket. Okay, so this bucket has been now created. And make sure it should be public access. It should be a publicly available imager or static files for website. So upload a test file like drag and drop or such an image to see how S3 handles file storage. So just adding the file and make it public. And now in the next step, we will just create the RDS for database. So yes, we have to check the permission, object ownership, and ACLs enabled. Keep the check button and save changes. And go down and again edit the ACL access control list. And give the permission to list and read and write to the bucket. so which when we create the any other services like Lambda function, so it should be publicly available. So at that time there will be no problem to uploading the images and processing the images. Okay, so next we will create a new RDS instance and go to the RDS dashboard and click create database and sorry, select the MySQL, easy create, and select the MySQL, go down, write the DB instance identifier free tier. So we are just testing the service, so we have to keep the free tier as well. So I'm just writing DB instance identifier, my first database, my first DB, and keep the username admin, and create the. You can also create the password as like secrets manager, so it will provide a key, and right now we are creating a password, and after that create database. So here we can also connect with this EC2 and database, that setup EC2 connection, that is will be optional, but when the use case will occur we have to connect that EC2 as well. Okay, so database is now in creation process. Database is now creating. Endpoint is now creating configuration. My keep that security group and access that give access to that port which can access by MySQL. So check on that security group, and your EC2 security group as well may be same. Keep that inbound rules, edit inbound, and add rule MySQL Aurora anywhere. Okay, so save rules. So that security group has been changed, and now it will be access on that port for that database connectivity. So it configure connectivity, make sure to allow your EC2 instances to connect to the RDS instance by configuring its security group. You may also need to allow incoming traffic and from your local IP for the testing purpose. So now go again for Lambda function, and create that Lambda function from the scratch, author from scratch, and give the function name like process upload files, and Python 3.9. We will choose the runtime Python 3.9. Here we can three options here. Create a new role with basic Lambda permission, which can you need to give that permission from the IAM role, and second one is use an existing rule, and third one is we have to give the predefined templates, policy template, so we need to choose from that. But uh, you have to very peculiar about what services you are going to use. So here we are just try to write basic S3 access read only permissions. So we will go with that create new role with the basic lambda permissions and create function. So it will we create one role in IAM services by default, and we have to give manually that permission policy permission to that IAM role, which right now it's created by lambda. So that our function is now ready. We have some predefined code for that processing that image file from the bucket. So if you need, we will share this code snippet and deploy the function. So after that, we have to set up a S3 trigger. Uh, so now we have to set up that S3 trigger. Click that trigger configuration and select that S3 to your lambda function. So it runs every time a file is uploaded to your bucket. So until select that bucket for the today lab demo. Hope you learn how to connect different AWS services and automate tasks in your cloud environment. So if you found this demo helpful, play make sure like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more cloud tutorials. So got questions? Drop them in the comment below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.